Hey guys, it's souleaterwill. Welcome to this update video where I'm going to be talking to you guys about the Genshin Impact Iceberg series. Yeah, I've got some explaining to do. So to those who are unaware, not that long ago, I was working on a Genshin Impact Iceberg series where I was covering a variety of different topics on lore, theories, and gameplay topics and condensing it into an iceberg that was from tier 1 to tier 5, with each tier getting more and more obscure. I uploaded tier 1 and tier 2, and now tier 3 is the next one on the list. But you may be wondering, Will, it's been about 4 months, where is tier 3? Well, let's talk about that. So to keep things completely real and completely honest, I've kind of hit a roadblock with this series, and there's 3 main reasons why that is that I will explain as briefly as I can. First of all, let's talk about the scope of this project. This is a very ambitious concept. Taking all of these Genshin Impact topics and condensing them into an iceberg is a lot of work and takes a lot of research, especially the deeper I go into the iceberg when topics become more obscure. I'm working on this series completely independently. This is not a group effort. I'm doing all the research, I'm doing the editing, the recording, the writing, everything, with using the Genshin Wiki as a support tool, but other than that, completely working on this by myself. For a project of this magnitude, I just don't think I was as prepared for this series as I initially thought I was. Leading into my second point, another reason I have been super held back from working on this project any further is how the first 2 tiers performed. Now listen, I don't make content in the pursuit of getting hundreds of thousands of views with each video. I don't expect every video to do super well. Some of my videos get tens of thousands of views, and some won't even break 100, and that's totally fine, that's how it goes. However, one driving factor that I did have with this Genshin Impact Iceberg was the hope that people would find interest in this series, and that people would find it and be as excited about the Genshin Impact Iceberg as I was. I was so confident that this Iceberg series would tickle the algorithm because Iceberg videos are super popular, Genshin Impact is super popular, and I thought that was a match made in heaven for the algorithm. And unfortunately, it did not reach the amount of viewers that I was initially anticipating. And returning back to my first point, the amount of time and effort I'm putting into this Iceberg series is a decent amount, and it just doesn't really feel like it's being rewarded by the algorithm, thus, I'm hitting a wall in terms of motivation. So yeah, to kind of reiterate, a big driving factor of why I made this series was hoping that other people would find it and get excited about it, and it just didn't reach that level of excitement I was hoping for, and thus, I'm just not as excited about this series as I was when I first started. Now, of course, this series did still reach an audience. Hundreds of people viewed the video and many people commented, and if you are one of those people, thank you so much for supporting the series, and I do apologize for all of this. I will explain a little bit more at the end of the video where this series is going. However, before that, let's talk about this third and final point. Thirdly, because of the amount of time it's taking for me to create and make this series, obviously, the iceberg is already outdated in some ways, because the Genshin Impact Iceberg, at least this one I was working on, was updated up to version 5.0. However, I'm sure many of you guys are aware, we're already almost into 6.0, so there's been a lot that has happened between Genshin 5.0 to 6.0, leaving some of the topics within Genshin Impact's Iceberg, at least the one I was working on, already answered, or information has already changed from when I wrote the series. It is a little demotivating knowing that some of the topics I covered within the Genshin Impact Iceberg so far are already outdated or have already changed, and I know I was kind of getting into that when I started the series because it's a live service game. Things are going to be added and changed all the time. However, I think my mentality going into this was that I was going to make the iceberg quickly enough to where that change wasn't going to really matter by the time I was done, but we're already like halfway through the iceberg and things have changed pretty greatly within Genshin for a lot of topics, so that's just kind of where we are now. So yeah, those are the main 3 reasons why it's been taking me so long to make tier 3 of the Genshin Impact Iceberg. I've just hit a huge motivation wall and I just have not been wanting to work on the project because of these reasons, and thus, it's been holding me back from working on other things. This has been like a weight on my shoulder, and I think what I need to do is just completely cut this out so I can start focusing on other content because, you know, I want to make content. I want to become a bigger content creator. I'm only going to do that if I make more videos and make more content. So I think what I need to do is just, at least for now, put this project on an indefinite hiatus, and maybe I'll return to it in the future, but for now, I think I just need to shelve it, and maybe I'll get back into it if my motivation returns, or if I get more help on it, or if something changes, but I really think that's just the best decision because I have so many other videos I want to work on, so many things I want to make, and this is just largely holding me back from that. Looking back, if I had to do things differently, I think I should have written out the entire script for the entire Iceberg before I even decided to record, edit, or even upload anything. I also think it would have been a good idea to maybe condense this iceberg even more and make it smaller and then uploaded the whole iceberg as one video. And sure, it would have been a really long video, but at least I wouldn't have this looming over me with a part-by-part upload schedule. Moving forward, I think I'm going to mainly focus on working on more one-shot videos than multi-part series videos because of this exact issue that I'm experiencing with the Genshin Impact Iceberg. I just don't think I have a big enough platform to really warrant making multi-part series and expecting them to do well. I think first I need to work on a bunch of one-shot videos and gain more of a following here on YouTube before I decide to work on anything of that scope. If I do work on any multi-part series in the future, it either needs to be something I am super personally passionate about, or something that I wouldn't feel bad stopping at any given point. Anyways, enough yapping. Thank you all so much for watching this video and supporting the channel, especially to those of you who watch the Genshin Impact Iceberg. I do apologize for all of this, and I do apologize if this is a disappointment. Moving into the future, I do have a lot of video ideas and a lot of one-shots I want to work on. There is a slight chance that the Genshin Impact Iceberg may come back, but I can't guarantee that. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about everything. If you guys think that I'm crazy for canceling this, or if you guys think it's understandable, let me know. I am open to any criticism. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you guys want to support me any further, I do have a TikTok account where I post a lot of short form content. I also have a voice acting channel on YouTube, a VOD channel for all my streams, and I also am a streamer. I go live on Twitch at souleaterwill. I go live as a VTuber usually around 3 to 4 days a week, so if you guys want to support me there, that's greatly appreciated. And finally, I'm closing out. Thank you guys for being here. Look forward to future videos, and stay awesome and stay cool. Bye, guys.